It's been said that if you want to see the way Ghanaians treat journalists, just look at their approach to emergencies. When they have issues, they fall on the media because more often than not, they trust their concerns will be addressed. And it's not hard to see why. Most Ghanaians are more confident their everyday concerns are more likely to be resolved if they channel them through the media rather than the institutions mandated to solve these problems. Be it concerns about water, roads, sanitation, security, many fall on us to get answers. Well, don't get me wrong, it's important to note that these institutions may be doing their best, but many resort to the media very often for quicker results. And of course, let's not forget the media serves as a voice for many of the vulnerable in our society and has the power to impact change. A case in point, Joy News's decision to help build a block to cut short the increasing deaths of newborns at the Komfo-Anokye Hospital.
This story shocked the conscience of the nation. Public discourse on how to solve the problem started gathering momentum. So the management of the multimedia group started talking about how to get government to complete the over 43-year-old building or explore other alternative ways of getting a new facility built at the hospital to ease the congestion.
Let's not forget the campaign against illegal mining and how the media's involvement led to the arrest of Galamsey Queen Aisha Wang. Or how our persistent campaign to find the 3 kidnapped girls in Takoradi is putting pressure on the police to go above and beyond to find them. And we can't forget the media's role in the recent Ayawaso West Wuogon by-election that forced the major parties to confront head-on the issue of party militia. But in recent times, Ghana has become less safe for journalists, according to Reporters Without Borders. So why are we becoming targets? Senior journalist Kwesi Pratt offers some explanation.
The nature of our work makes us a danger to criminals. The nature of our work makes us a danger to criminals. You're exposing crime. You are trying to do things which would make the work of criminals very difficult and so on. You expose powerful people who have built empires, huge empires and so on, and those empires collapse as a result of our work. Our work promotes a lot of good, but it also destroys other things.
Of course, we are all familiar with the shooting of investigative journalist Ahmed Hussein Swale early this year. That was a blot on our record as a country known for its enviable press freedom.
I'm also very worried. I think, in as much as the theme is what we're focusing on, I'm surprised that we only fell by 4 places. And I think it's also because a lot of the attacks on journalists are not actually reported. As we speak in 2018, it's been terrible. Yeah. To the extent that we actually have lost a life. And even in losing this life, what is happening? We don't even know what is happening to the investigation.
We've come a long way from the days when it was almost impossible for us to exercise the fundamental right of freedom of expression. But with the increasing brutalities being meted out to journalists in the course of their work, it begs the question, is our freedom under threat?
This year, at the beginning of the year, it was very shocking to learn of the death of Ahmed Hussein Swale. It's not that there had not been journalists who died before, but this looked very much like some sort of a targeted assassination. The investigations are ongoing, but I think it was very chilling to all of us. As a result of that, in part, the latest Reporters Without Borders dropped Ghana on its index. You probably all know this. Dropped 4 places and now is in 27th place.
You recall our own Latif Idris was assaulted by the police whilst covering a demonstration. In its defense, the police said journalists must show identification in their course of duty so they avoid being beaten. Listen to Head of Public Police PR, ACP David Eklu.
How do I clearly identify who a journalist is and who is not a journalist? Because these days, this is not the only signature that a journalist has. So everybody has a mobile phone. Everybody has an Android phone. Everybody has even a camera. How do I distinguish a journalist from a protester who has become violent? Key. So identification of the journalist is key. And in this protocol, it is clearly stated that if you are covering a public order or disorder event, you must identify the commander. And for this event, there is always a media liaison person. And there is a pre-briefing, except that the incident comes up spontaneously. But where there is a planned disorder that the police is informed, and there is an operation order or an order that guides the operation, there is always a media contact person, there is always a media center, and that is the first point of call.
Be identified to avoid being assaulted. Well, our checks show no single security person has been prosecuted for the attacks on more than 25 journalists and media employees since 2006. In some cases, the perpetrators are identified, but the cases are settled with apologies. In most cases, however, no compensation is paid, while the security agency involved promises to offer better working relations with the media. Of course, we recognize that even as we fight to discharge our duty in the freedom, we also have to exercise responsibility. But as the fourth estate of the realm, we are on the front line of holding government accountable, shining a light on evil and corrupt activities, all in a bid to protect people's rights. Not everyone will swoon around our mission, because perhaps we have a certain interest. But bear in mind, it is an interest that ultimately inures to the benefit of society.